Salut tout le monde! Today I'm gonna share my experience being a Puerto Rican in Montreal. So first of all, I moved from Puerto Rico, which is in the Caribbean, area. It's an island surrounded by water, to Montreal, which is kind of an island surrounded, instead of an ocean, by lakes, and it's in Canada, way up in the north. And the first obvious difference is a totally different country. Puerto Rico, despite it being part of the US, it still conserved its native language. We were colonized by the Spaniards, so we speak Spanish as our first language. And here in Montreal, they were colonized by the French, so they speak French as their first language. And there's kind of like a bit of a shock there, because even though Latin is the mother of both Spanish and French, and even English derives from Latin, there are huge differences. And even in the French, what I mean by this is I took classes back in Puerto Rico, French classes, and here they speak French a lot more faster, and they have certain sounds and words and expressions that are not necessarily from the French. There's a big, huge difference when you mention that you're from the States. If you say you're from the US, you're like the no-no, because they usually don't like us as US citizens. But if you mention you're from Puerto Rico, it's a totally different atmosphere. They still know you're a foreigner, but they treat you a bit better, if I may say this. Another difference: winter. Puerto Rican winter, like the lowest temperature you would get during a Puerto Rican winter is like 60 degrees. Maybe if you're at the highest peaks at the island, you might experience a 40 degrees, temperature, and I'm talking Fahrenheit. Here they talk in Celsius, which I still am not used to it, but bear with me. Our winter here was, as most of the locals say, this winter was one of the hottest ones, so I got lucky there. But still, the first day I came to the island, it was still summer, and it was 60 degrees, and I was freezing because that's my winter temperature back home. But during winter, it even got to -3 degrees, I think was the coldest I experienced. And believe me, it was cold. Really cold. When you're used to Caribbean sun and then you get snowy winters, it's totally different. But I have to say, it was worth it to experience what it is to, live in snow and get to the metro, rush to the metro because you're freezing and you just want to get to where you're going. And there were even days where I wouldn't go to the university just because I didn't want to get myself exposed to the cold. So yeah, I just wanted to share with you guys my experience within this last almost a year here in Montreal. So thanks for watching. See you next time. Bye! Program, and I come from an engineering background. Both my bachelor's and my master's are... There goes the fireman.